Hello, today this is a video on how to take apart the Lenovo Ideapad 310, and then in this case the end of the model number is -15ISK, and you start by taking off all the screws around the edge of the laptop, and then I tend to put the screws in the same kind of pattern on the desk so that when I put it back together, if there are screws which are different, I know which place they go in, so you don't just jumble them all together. In this case, this Lenovo laptop was still under warranty, but it had been dropped, or at least I find out later it had been dropped because the hinge is cracked once I take it to bits, and the left-hand speaker of the two speakers in the system had gone faulty. So I needed to replace the speaker. So take off the hard disk cover and take the hard disk out is probably the most sensible thing as well. It's not actually a requirement, but I tend to like taking everything out, so it's first off lighter to move around, less chance of you breaking the hard disk, and if there was a hidden screw underneath, then you'd find it there. Take out the CD drive. And again, the RAM cover is not... Actually, no, sorry, it is a requirement. There are 3 screws underneath the memory cover, so make sure you remove that. So there's the first of one of the 3 screws underneath the cover. There's another one which I'll go back to in a minute, which is also underneath that same cover. Okay, then we get to the difficult bit, which is the Lenovo sticker, which will be a warranty sticker. In my case, luckily, it wasn't covering the entire hole where the screw is underneath. So I just got my slim kind of paint tool and hinged the lever up a little bit so I could get my screwdriver down the side, and then I could undo the screw and just leave it in the hole, and hopefully, if it ever has to go back to Lenovo, they are none the wiser. Make sure you undo the keyboard by flipping up very gently the clip and then moving the keyboard connector out. There's also, I think, the trackpad connector, which is to the right underneath the aerial leads. So flip that connector up again and then use the blue tab to pull it out of the connector. Flip the machine over. And this is where I find that the hinge is cracked, because I moved it and it made a horrible noise in that corner. Then use a very thin tool to go between the black edge plastic and the silver keyboard plastic, or I guess if you've got a different colour laptop, it'll be a different colour, like the blue cover or whatever it is. And basically it unclips. You need to run that all the way around the edge of the laptop. And there we go. You should then just be able to lift the cover off. So there you go. You can see on my one, the right-hand side hinge is not attached to the case at all. It must have just been held together by the single screw. So there's 3 screws on the right there, and the 2 that remain there are the ones which are supposed to hold it on if the top case isn't on. But when the top case is on, the 3rd remaining screw, which goes in from the underside of the case, must have been the only thing holding that laptop together, because I certainly didn't put enough force onto the laptop while taking it to bits to cause that to snap. But as normal, customer didn't report to me that it was a problem in the first place, and I wanted to test it while it was open. So in this case, because I've taken the cover off, there's no keyboard and mouse, so I've plugged in a mouse and plug in the power. And the power button is at the top left, just adjacent or just to the right of where the power plugs in. And there we go. It's a fairly simple laptop to open, but maybe this video will be useful for somebody. But yeah, that's how you open up a Lenovo Ideapad 310.